Hello students, this video is a continuation of chapter number 14, Substances in Common Use for Standard 9th. This is part 6 of the video. We will study the uses of radioactive isotopes. Radioactive isotopes are used in two ways. One way of using the radioactive isotopes is making use of the radiations which are emitted from the radioactive isotope, or by directly using the radioactive element itself. Uses of radioactive isotopes in industrial field. In industrial field, radioactive isotopes are used in industrial radiography. Industrial radiography is a technique or a method which is used for seeing hidden flaws which are present in the material, and these hidden flaws are detected with the help of short X-rays or gamma rays. These rays can easily penetrate the material and they can see the voids, or they can look out for the voids, or even if there are cracks in the materials. Otherwise our naked eye will not be able to see these flaws or the defects in the material. So internal cracks and voids in cast iron articles, iron solders can be easily detected with the help of gamma rays, and this is done with the help of isotopes of iridium 192, cobalt 60, which are used in the radiography camera. So with the help of these radioactive isotopes, flaws can be detected in the metal work. Measurement of thickness, density and level. Radiations are used in industries to monitor the thickness of the metals, plastic, etc. In this process, a radioactive substance is placed on one side and an instrument to measure the radiation is on the opposite side or on the other side. This instrument makes use of beta particles. Suppose an aluminium foil has to be made. If the foil is too thick, then this foil absorbs more beta particles. And when the foil absorbs more beta particles, the detector receives less beta particles and then sends a signal to the rollers so that the rollers increase the force on the foil to make the foil thinner. Vice versa, if the foil is too thin, then it absorbs less beta particles. The detector now receives more beta particles, which then sends a signal to the rollers to decrease the force on the foil, making the foil thicker. Luminescent paint and radioluminescence. Some radioactive substances like radium, promethium, tritium with some phosphor in it are used to make certain objects visible in the dark. For example, you must have seen such kind of radium clocks which are visible in the dark. So this is an example of radioluminescence. Krypton 285 is used in high intensity discharge lamps. Promethium 147 is used in portable X-ray units as a source of beta rays. These are some luminescent paints. When light falls on these luminescent paints, these plain paints glow in the dark. Use in ceramic articles. Some luminous colors are also used to decorate ceramic tiles, utensils, plates, etc. Uses of radioactive isotopes in the field of agriculture. Genes and chromosomes that give seeds some properties like fast growth, higher productivity, etc. can be modified by means of radiation. So what does it mean? That when the seeds or the cuttings are exposed to radiations such as gamma rays, and the irradiated seeds or cuttings are then cultivated, then they generate plantlets which would be very good in properties like fast growth, higher productivity, etc. Then potatoes and onions can be irradiated with the help of gamma rays, which are produced from cobalt 60. So what is the use of this irradiation of the onions and potatoes with the gamma rays? That inhibits the sprouting process in case of potatoes, thereby increasing the shelf life of the potatoes. Another use of radioactive isotopes in the agricultural field is that radioactive isotopes are used for the preservation of food items. So the radioactive isotope which is very helpful in food preservation is cobalt 60. So how is this very helpful? The action of gamma rays from cobalt 60 helps in the elimination of bacteria, fungi and parasites in the food. Strontium 90 is used as a tracer in the research of various crops. Tracers are substances with atomic or nuclear properties that can identify or observe the behavior of various biological processes that take place in plants. For example, a tracer can be used to track the uptake or intake of fertilizers from the roots up to the leaves. So strontium 90 is used as a tracer in the research of various crops. Uses of radioactive isotopes in medical science. Radioactive isotopes are used in the treatment of polycythemia. Polycythemia refers to increase in the number of red blood cells in the body. The extra cells cause the blood to become thicker, and this in turn increases the risk of other health issues such as blood clotting. So in this case, phosphorus 32 is used in the treatment of polycythemia. Strontium 89, strontium 90, samarium 153 and radium 223 are used in the treatment of bone cancer. Hyperthyroidism is a condition when an overactive thyroid gland produces excess of thyroid hormones in the blood. And which are the thyroid hormones? They are thyroxine and triiodine. We have already studied this. Now, when there is excess of thyroid hormones which are secreted into the bloodstream by the thyroid gland, then there are certain symptoms which are seen in the body, and these symptoms are of course enlargement of the thyroid gland, weight loss in spite of appetite, insomnia, that is loss of sleeplessness. So iodine 123 is used in the treatment of hyperthyroidism. Boron 10, iodine 131, cobalt 60 are used in the treatment of brain tumor, while arsenic 74 is used in the detection of small tumors in the body. Hazards of radioactive substances and radiations. The effects or the hazards of radioactive radiations can be mild or severe depending upon the dose. The central nervous system gets affected by radioactive radiations. Radiations damage the genetic material present in the reproductive cell, and this results in mutations which are transferred or transmitted from one generation to another generation. So hereditary defects are generated by bombardment of radiation, thereby affecting the DNA in the body. The radioactive radiation can also penetrate our skin, thereby causing skin cancer, leukemia. Radioactive pollutants that are created because of the explosion process enter the body through air, and it is very difficult to control them. If the radioactive pollutants are released into the sea, then they enter the bodies of fishes, and then through the body of fishes they enter the human body. Radioactive paint, which is present on the watch, can cause cancer. The radioactive isotopes like strontium 90 can enter our body through plants, fruits, flowers, cereals, milk, etc., and can cause bone cancer, leukemia, etc. The Chernobyl disaster. The Chernobyl disaster was an accident which took place in the year 1986 at the Chernobyl nuclear power station in the Soviet Union. It was one of the worst disasters in the history of nuclear power station. The power station consisted of 4 reactors, each capable of producing 100 megawatts of electric power. This disaster occurred on April 26, 1986, when the workers shut down the reactors, power regulating system and emergency safety systems of unit number 4. They also withdrew the control rods from its core. So what happened was a chain reaction triggered in the nuclear reactor which went out of control. So several explosions took place at that time. A large amount of radioactive material was released in the atmosphere, which was carried over long distances by the air currents. So, due to this Chernobyl disaster, the radioactive isotopes entered the human body through air and through water, thereby causing genetic disorders in the people. And these disorders were carried from one generation to another generation. Thyroid disorders were seen in children and in adults, and these thyroid disorders increased over the generation. As a result, the incidences of throat disease is greater there than in any other places till now.